Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. I'm back like I never left, y'all. 5 Saturdays. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 Saturdays, y'all. Or as Booker T used to say, 5 times. It's 35 days, y'all, for anybody that can't do 5 times 7. All right. This come out yesterday's first time I seen it. So we're going to get right on into the show, y'all. Apparently, North Carolina's wanting to join the SEC. I heard something about this a year or two ago. Hadn't really heard anything else on it. And apparently, North Carolina wants to be the next one. I've also heard maybe Virginia, I think is the other one I've heard. And what Virginia Tech, just regular Virginia. I'm not sure how good of a fit Virginia would be as far as football, but they've usually been pretty good at basketball and baseball and things of that nature. One of the teams that pops up constantly in expansion discussions is North Carolina. Noted the exit fee to leave the ACC just $75 million in 2030, 2031. So that's still quite a few years away, y'all. But 2025, so yeah, I mean that's 5 years away. But just be on the lookout for that. It's really going to happen if I had to guess. So, no, they won't be in the conference when they have Bill Belichick. I don't even care if Bill Belichick wins there. 5 years, there's no way he's still coaching there. Maybe his son that he had the package deal with basically told North Carolina if they hired him that his son was going to be coaching waiting type thing. But sorry, I'm trying not to sneeze, y'all. Now, UCLA's coach apparently wasn't very forthcoming with Joey Aguilar whenever all the Nico stuff was going on and they was trying to get Nico to come to UCLA. This article from A to Z Sports, y'all. Daggone allergies are killing me, y'all. No matter what I do. It ain't wanting to pop up. It's not wanting to pop up right this second, y'all. I don't know if my internet's been being weird today. Let me try again here. But Nico left Tennessee for the UCLA Bruins. Near the end of spring practice, no one's world turned upside down more than Joey Aguilar. Shortly after Nico transferred to UCLA, Aguilar transferred too. When Aguilar went to UCLA in December, thinking he was going to be his starting quarterback. He got kind of screwed out when Nico went there. The whole process, unsurprisingly, was quite chaotic for Aguilar. That's in part because UCLA head coach Deshaun Foster reportedly wasn't very forthcoming with Aguilar during the Nico saga. So, basically, he just kept Aguilar in the dark just in case they didn't get Nico. Aguilar didn't get mad and leave behind the scenes. God, sorry, y'all. It was a little unsettling because we were finding out information through the media, said Danny Hernandez, Aguilar's private quarterbacks coach at Atlantic. Deshaun Foster wasn't very forthcoming. UCLA offense coordinator Tino Sinceri was in the dark on a lot of stuff. It felt like nobody knew what was going on, and nobody was talking. It just really seemed like a bad situation. Foster disputes the claim. We talked to Aguilar before it went public, so he heard it from us before he heard it from the media. Okay, maybe you told him after you signed Nico. Say you did. What about before all that when it's all going on? Why aren't you telling him, hey, it's possible we get Nico, so you might want to keep your options open. Instead, they kept him on a leash, saying, come on, oh yeah, you're a starting quarterback, and then right after spring practice, he's the starter. Then transfer portal's getting close to closing, and they sign Nico. And then what's he to do? Stay there and use his last year of college football, sitting on the bench? At least he did have time to transfer still. But that's going to tell me that UCLA's players probably don't respect their coach because obviously he's not up forthcoming with them. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Deshaun Foster 2024 Big Ten Media Days. The dude looked like a lost puppy up there. He had the opening statement ready, and then after that, like he just stood there like a knot on a log, like confused as to what he's doing. So he obviously wasn't prepared, which is crazy. And everybody in the media was talking about the next day, like, what did he think was going to happen? Did he think he was going to go up there and is this going to come to him or what? I mean, that's usually how most people do talk. They write a little opening statement and then they get in a little flow and they just roll with it. But, I mean, it's crazy, really. Go if you got time to look it up on YouTube or whatever, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So the next story is Aguilar better at one part of the game than Nico is. This is A to Z Sports again, but it's on an ESPN article. Bill Connolly, he's the one who ranked Tennessee 13th. On the video I showed you earlier, and Heupel's the second best coach in college football. ESPN thinks new Tennessee Vols quarterback Joey Aguilar is far better at a specific skill than former UT quarterback Nico and Aguilar. And it's a skill that's historically been important in Josh Heupel's offense. The rest talking about Aguilar is going to be competing for the job with McIntyre and Merklinger. What do y'all think the skill is before I pull it up and tell you? Me personally, before I went on the article, I was thinking it was going to talk about the deep ball. Because Aguilar's a lot better at that too. That's actually Ian Maliava was the far more highly touted prospect. But Aguilar, who transferred from Appalachian State to UCLA last winter, is a far better scrambler and takes far fewer sacks. Nico took 28 last year. Aguilar took 15. So he's better at feeling pressure than Nico was. He's better at stepping up in the pocket and taking off than Nico was. And if you remember, the best his offense has been was when he had a quarterback that could do the exact same thing, and that was Hendon Hooker. The pressure would come on Hooker. He'd step up, either make a play down the field, or he'd take off with his legs, get a first down, something. His legs are especially important in the red zone in 2022. That's why he's one of the best red zone teams in the country that year. Does Aguilar have the speed that Nico has? I'm not sure he's quite at that level. But it ain't all about speed. It's about pocket presence, feeling them before they get there, where you can make a move just in time before they get to you, which is something Hooker was amazing at. And Hooker really wasn't the fastest guy either. I mean, he had wheels, but it wasn't quite like Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson wheels. He's just quick enough to where you wasn't going to get him most time. I watched some film on Aguilar at App State, and he's got a lot of that in him. So the big thing for him this year will be being a quick decision maker and making plays with his legs. Me personally, I think he's going to be a step up from what Nico was last year. Could Nico have took the next step this year? Sure. But we'll never know. And now he's learning new offense. And just the fall, I don't see Nico doing that good. He was in our offense for 2 years, and we still had to dial it back for him. You could tell Hopple couldn't call his whole playbook last year. He tried to at the beginning of the year, and then he said Nico wasn't processing it fast enough. So he dumbed it down because he knew he had the defense and the running game to win ball games. That's my personal opinion. I think Aguilar being a fifth-year guy, yeah, he played Appalachian State, but he got played against Clemson last year. I mean, Appalachian State always has at least one good team on their schedule every year. A Power 4 team, I should say. Sunbelt has some pretty good teams for their level. Me personally, I think he's going to be a sharper decision maker, faster decision maker. He does turn the ball over a lot at App State, but I honestly think that the most he'll have this year with us, maybe 7 or 8, because that's just nobody we've had under Heupel has turned the ball over a lot. I mean, I think 6 or 7 was what Joe had. Could be wrong on that, but Hooker, I know he only threw 3 or 4. So, and even in Heupel's entire time as a coach, Drew Luck threw the most. It was 12 or 13. Aguilar threw 16 last year and 10 the year before. If we could get anywhere from like 25 touchdowns to 7 or 8 interceptions out of Aguilar, this team would be a top 10 team. I mean, ever since we lost Nico, everybody's down on us. When we had him, everybody has his top 10 team, and now some people don't even have us in their top 25. I think they're going to get proved wrong. I could be wrong. I could get proved wrong. Like I said, I sat down and watched the film on Aguilar, and he does have a lot of aspects of his game he's better at Nico than at this point in time. I'm not saying Nico can't be better because Nico has all the talent in the world, but sometimes that don't matter. I mean, look at Stetson Bennett of Georgia. Walk-on. Baker Mayfield. People said the same thing about him. He was a walk-on at Texas Tech, transferred to Oklahoma, won a Heisman, starting quarterback in the NFL now for a playoff team. Talent ain't all that matters. I mean, look at Joe Milton. He had more arm talent than any quarterback I've ever seen. And he just couldn't put it all together. It's all about what you do on Saturdays. There's guys that are practice legends, and when the lights come on, they can't do it. I mean, Jared Garantano, they always said, practice, he looks like a first-round pick. Oh, he's perfect to practice. And then the lights come on, and you think he never played football before half the time. Hell, even Heupel's first year, he started Milton over Hooker because of Milton's talent. Milton goes down first game against Pitt. Hooker comes in, starts hitting some deep balls, this and that. If Hooker would have played the whole game, we probably win that one. Then Hooker started the rest of the year, and look what happened. Went 7-5, and then next year Hooker freaking took off even more, and we daggone went 11-2 with the bowl game. And it could have been 11-1 in the regular season if it wasn't for South Carolina's cheating crap. Don't know what I'm talking about. I got a video on it. Just look for the Connor Staggens video on here. I just wanted to go over at y'all, give y'all an episode today, give y'all some content. Before you leave this episode, hit that like button, share it with your buddies, subscribe, make sure the bell notification's on. You'll hit all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll catch y'all tomorrow with another episode tomorrow. Don't know what I'll be on it, but I will do Notre Dame. I know I said something about that yesterday. So tomorrow I'll do Notre Dame's win total. Tell you what, I think that they hit the over, if they hit the playoffs. And then probably another week or two, I'm going to do my 12-team playoff prediction just so we could go back and see how close I was at the end of the year with what I thought about these teams. I appreciate y'all tuning in. As always, like I said, do that YouTube stuff for me that I just talked about, and go Vols, baby.